Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm JB Bryan, Chief Investment Officer and President of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of AfroEconomics, a strategic financial management program designed specifically for you, specifically to increase wealth in the Black community, to make this nation even stronger. Thank you so much. I hope that you will enjoy this time, because I love this time of year because everybody's really excited about getting their financial house in order. And I'm excited because people are excited about what my life's commitment is about finances. And also, I really appreciate that you hung out with me through the entire year last year. Every Wednesday, we did this via teleconference or live on YouTube, as I am right now. And I appreciate those of you who are on the line with us via the teleconference and those of you who are able to watch it on YouTube right now. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my gifts and information with you. I have an app. AfroEconomics is the app. Please go into your smartphone. I hope it's smart for you, and download the AfroEconomics app, and it will allow you to tune in directly into YouTube so that you can watch this by the ease of your cell phone. And then the websites are jdbryan.com, that's the corporate website, and then afroeconomics.com is the AfroEconomics website, and they link to one another. They work together. And then please subscribe to the JB Bryan AfroEconomics channel on YouTube. Please subscribe and click like on this if you enjoy it. And it encourages me and to continue to do even more. And if you have any ideas about what we should talk about, like today, we're just gonna talk briefly about my outlook for 2016. But I wanna know, like, what's important to you? One of my biggest challenges is to try to put myself into your shoes and think about what you would like to talk about. So email me anytime at jb@jbbryan.com. I want to do a shout out to Shanita Brown. She reached out to me on YouTube. Let's look at this. And she's with the Let's Buy Black 365.com. So you all give Shanita Brown and her folks at Let's Buy Black 365.com a shout out. We're going to hopefully be working together on some things. She invited me to an event in New York, but I had things going on here in Virginia. But hopefully by next year, this time, we'll all be working together and hanging out together even more. I use the term hangout because I'm in Google Hangout right now, and the where these Hangout and YouTube work together. So we're hanging out, y'all. Even if you didn't know, now you know. So let's talk about my outlook for 2016, the financial outlook, the stock market. What a start to this year. I was featured in the Richmond Times-Dispatch. They have like an annual outlook for the year, and I got some feedback, and this came out on Sunday, and I got some feedback on Sunday from some friends, and they were like, whoa, you were really kind of pessimistic in that article. And then the first trading day of the year, the market, just went dramatically lower. So, it made me look like a genius. I think the market probably went down just because I was pessimistic. Maybe I need to be more positive. But if that were true, I'd be somewhere in Aruba right now. But I tell you, I do feel that 2016 is indeed going to be full of volatility. But that's a great opportunity for people that are constantly focused on wealth development, because volatility allows the consistent investor to take advantage of things being on sale. I mean, if stores always had things on sale at the exact same price, people wouldn't shop as much. As soon as stores depend on sales in order to get the sales that they want. So we have to allow that to be our view on the stock market as well, and say that, well, that if it's a good investment, if it's a good company, it's a good company. So, let's take advantage of, that good company at these great prices if it's a good company. So 2016 is really going to be about making the right choices, especially if you're into individual stocks. Well, individual stock pickers can come out ahead, but they also can lose if you don't take the time to research appropriately or speak with a professional and work on those things together. And and that's what JB Bryan Financial Group is here for, to assist you in making sure that you invest according to your risk tolerance and to your specific financial goals, not according to what's in today's news. And no, it's about long-term wealth development and maintenance and keeping that money over the long term. So what do I expect for the stock market in 2016? Lots of volatility. So, but I still encourage us to remain invested in the right areas, but to be defensive. And by defensive, I mean, just like in a athletic point of view, where if you ever watch the game and everybody's, if I just use basketball as an example, and I tell you, I told this is way outside of my league, but if I just use that as an example, my limited amount of knowledge in athletics, that when everybody's just being offensive and there's no defense game, then there's nobody has their guard up. Nobody is protecting the net. So what you have to do is, protect your net. Don't allow the volatility to impact your life savings as dramatically as it has to, by making sure that you're well diversified, that you're taking advantage of a proper asset allocation according to your risk tolerance. And that means having exposure to stocks. But if you are a conservative investor, you should not have as much exposure to the stock market as an aggressive long-term investor may have, because I think that investing should be more like watching paint dry than like being on a roller coaster. So in order to allow your life to be pleasant like that, and that you can enjoy your investment experience, that means that you have to make sure that things are set up according to your specific desires. So even if the portfolio is going up and down and it's, and you see big swings in your portfolio, if that's the way you've chosen to invest because you don't mind short-term volatility because you believe that your long-term goal will still be met, then that's appropriate for you. But if you're the type that's constantly worried about things, then you need to make sure that your portfolio is adjusted according to your specific needs, psychologically and financially. Especially a person with short-term goals. If you know you're going to be needing a particular amount of money in next year, that is not stock market type money. And I think from an AfroEconomic perspective, we need to always be in tune with where we actually should be with our mindset, because a big part of wealth development for our community is not so much picking the exact right stock, but a lot of times it's about what you don't do that really creates the most amount of wealth than what you do. And when I say what you don't do, meaning not going into a lot of high interest rate, unnecessary consumer debt, that can be the best guaranteed return on your money, is to avoid those 18-20% credit card debts. That's my little tidbit on avoiding debt. It's so true though. So we're off to a volatile year, in my opinion. I feel that we need to brace ourselves accordingly, make sure that we're well diversified, make sure we get a good understanding of asset classes, and have your asset allocation set up according to your risk tolerance. That's it. Also, I talk a lot about the stock market, but I did put in my notes to mention the bond market. Now, the bond market is basically when you're lending money, you're lending your money to that entity. So if it's a government bond, you're actually lending your money to the government, purchasing that government bond, and then they've promised to pay you interest on that money you've loaned to them. for a particular period of time at a particular interest rate. So the bond market, because when you purchase the bond, they've promised you a particular interest rate and a specific interest rate. If the Federal Reserve continues to increase interest rates, then the bond that you have actually reduces the value to bondholders that have existing bonds, because the new bonds, of course, are going to come out and have to pay and promise to pay their investors a higher interest rate. So that makes your existing bond have less value, so that you would sell it at a lower price than what you purchased it. So you might have, say, a $10,000 that you put into a particular bond, and you want to sell it before it matures, and the interest rates have recently gone up. So that bond might only pay you back $9,900 in the marketplace, because it has to reduce the price to the new purchaser of the bond from you, because what? They want the current interest rates on it. So in order to get that current interest rate or that current yield up, they have to reduce the price that you're paying, that they're purchasing it for. Or you have to hold on to it, and that makes the value of your existing bond, because of the increase in interest rates, it makes your existing bond is losing its value in your portfolio. The value of it is down, but you'll still get the interest that you're promised. Hopefully, that's what you're hoping for. So that bonds, and many people don't realize this, but bonds do have, you experience volatility in bond values as well. Bonds aren't like CDs, and where you go in and buy a CD from the bank and it's always just that $10,000 in that CD. But regardless of interest rates, that the certificate of deposit at the bank, regardless, if you want it back, if it has a penalty attached, they will in many cases charge you a penalty for wanting it back, even if the new CDs they're issuing are at higher interest rates or at lower interest rates. So if you're paying a penalty to get rid of a CD, but the interest rates have actually gone lower, you getting rid of that higher interest rate paying CD helps the bank, but they still make extra money from that penalty. Interesting. We never really talk about that. I don't know. I thought about that, but that helps somebody out there. And next time the bank tries to charge them a penalty and they know they're going to make more money off, getting you out of it, then you could say, wow, look at that money that you all are making, because the new ones are paying, you don't have to pay out that much interest to the new people because interest rates went lower. But now we're in a interest rate environment that interest rates are starting to move higher. So that means if you have existing bonds or existing CDs that are at lower interest rates, they have less value to you, because you want those new ones at higher interest rates, or everybody wants the newer ones at higher interest rates. So expect bond prices to move lower. I expect them, in my opinion, if interest rates continue to move higher, then those existing bond owners will see their prices decline. So what about things in the marketplace? What about in your wallet? So where can we anticipate saving money? Well, you're looking at me through my PC, desktop in my office, and the prices on desktop computers have gone down. The prices on tablets and phones, are expected to go higher, because people are more interested. Even laptop prices are down. People want smaller, easier units, and I guess the memory on those small units have gone up a lot. You used to have to get PCs in order to have that much memory and things like that. There's so much you can do on your phone now. Scan documents, print documents. The other day I went to an event and they could scan the barcode of the document. I didn't even have to have my ticket printed out and everything, and they could pull it up and scan the barcode right off the phone. It's amazing what you can do now. So the prices of computers are an area that you could save this year. What about air travel? Air travel fares are down, or expected to even go lower this year, a lot from fuel prices. But if fuel prices do move up because of international conflicts, then that might change too. But we have had, as of the reports of the research, the record lows in oil prices. So, but we'll have to see, because we're having some international conflicts that have just started here at the beginning of the year that are making oil prices adjust a little bit. So we'll see if, what the effect on that will be. But over this, definitely, because of the reserves that are already in there that the companies have at these lower prices, you should have some good prices on airfare for at least this first part of the year, right? So let's take advantage. Maybe you're going somewhere at the end of the year, you can already go ahead. You can just go ahead and buy your ticket now if you can. Because the price of flying is going down. I want to travel this year. I would like to do this one Wednesday from Jamaica before this end of this year. God willing, I will be on the computer on a Wednesday from Jamaica or somewhere even better. Yeah, let's claim that. Listen, yeah, y'all push me, encourage me. Yeah, I got somebody on the conference call said they received that. I got an amen. So the price of gold is down. Gold. So gold prices are good. Typically you'll see that gold prices lower during times of lower inflation times, according to the government. We're in a very low inflation period. So people with Social Security are not getting raises this year. It's really sad. I feel like they should change that, because inflation was pulled so low because of the oil prices, which to me is a variable. And I think that variable things like that can change anytime, within that year, that because say if the Saudi and the Iran issue keeps going and oil prices really go up, then that's going to, and seniors are going to have to pay, high prices for gas and utilities and things like that. And the government said, well, no, you're not going to have to, because it's I think that there has to be a way for, as far as for Social Security benefits, that the government recalculate and discover a way where they can take out things that are variable, because there's a lot of things that seniors have to pay for, and they're doing have some higher expenses that we'll look at in a second. But that's in my opinion. I want to have a Social Security, like things that impact like fixed expense changes, and that Social Security can go higher, because when we pulled out this factor, we saw that inflation is indeed higher, because we all know that the cost of things and the cost of living is going up each year. I believe that everybody should always get a cost of living adjustment as a given. So the heating costs are expected to be lower this year. So it should, it's average, like I use natural gas to heat my home, and it says I should expect a 10% drop in natural gas. The 25% for those with oil heat. I think that's what my parents have, and 18% drop for propane heat, and 3% for homes with heat with electricity. So only 3% for electricity. So I'm all about that natural gas right about now. So where should we expect to spend more? Where should we expect to spend more this year? What about car? Car prices are expected to go up. You know why? Does anybody want to tell me why you think car prices are going up? Nobody said anything. Well, the car prices. Somebody said they think that gas prices. They said they think that I hear you. They said that I have someone on the caller said they feel that gas prices going down are causing car prices to go up. And you're saying they're just looking for an opportunity to make you pay more. But and according to the data, they're saying that the car prices are going up because even in cheap cars or less expensive cars like the Hondas and the Fords, not just the luxury cars, now they're having in almost every vehicle things like Bluetooth and these computerized apparatus added into the vehicles, causing the vehicle prices to go higher. So, we'll see. So it's saying even entry level vehicles like Hondas and Fords are now not just the high end vehicles like before have the adding more technology, Bluetooth and automation. So car prices are high, but I guess hopefully there's ways that you cannot put those in, because I really don't want the car to have all my business. If we get to a point where a person could steal your car and they have as much information as they have in your telephone or things like that, and I think that's too much. And I used to have a car that it was so computerized that when the air pressure was off in one of the tires, I would have to take it into service to get the air pressure reset. Even when I put the air pressure back in there, it wouldn't automatically reset itself. So sometimes these luxury vehicles can just get too far. I love my vehicle now that I don't have all that technology in. I mean, and because I don't have the time to go to a dealership for all of those issues. That's ridiculous. You have to go in for service for everything. So I think there's a give and take on everything, but it's amazing that my car that I drive now is stick shift. It's like the best thing that I ever did. But I think that there's just too much stuff that makes us too stagnant, that makes us over time too lazy. And it breaks away from our entire life energy to me. So I was like, I need to get back to just an active lifestyle, and I wanted my vehicle to be active too. And but everybody has to do whatever you have to do to make your life the way you want your life to be. So about spending things that we might have to spend more. So I'm not spending more on the car. I hope that I can continue to stay this way. I would rather, my goal in life is, if I'm spending a lot of money on the car, I want to have a driver and I'll be sitting in the back. So that's my goal, to have a chauffeur, not to have the most expensive car in the world, but have the best paid chauffeur in the world. That's what I want.
Well, be careful what you ask for, JB.
That's right.
Because having had shoulder replacement surgery 2 months ago, I've had to have a driver.
Amen. I think that the participant on the call, that's right. I think I hear that. I know that's you. Miss Trent is on the line, and she said that she had surgery, and it forced her to have to get someone to help her drive because of shoulder surgery. She told me to be careful what I asked for. Well, look, dear God, I asked that you give me the chauffeur that was in the back, being healthy, look, in a healthy state, look, riding in the back. But I say, look, they said when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And I say, thank God, my good friend and client for 20 years has the money to pay for somebody to drive her around. That's exactly the way I put it. That's what I was like, that is a blessing and a hallelujah. And that's what I want us all to be able to do, to be able to do it and take care of yourself and take care of your needs and get things done. Because as we age, I was telling a girlfriend the other day, I said, you got to have money in your pocket. Got to. And then another girlfriend said the other day, she said, for 2016, my motto is, if it doesn't contribute to my health or my wealth, I don't want any parts of it. And I said, that is so true. I ask all of you to make that commitment, to make 2016 as sweet as it can. So if anything happens to you, you can be just like my friend on that call, and you make sure you have the money in your pocket to get your needs met. Hallelujah. So borrowing money will cost more. Homeowners with home equity lines should anticipate that the interest rate adjustment, the home equity lines will be adjusted higher because and they're going to adjust them. And the Federal Reserve has been, even the speculation of them making another move. They made a slight move in the last quarter of 2015. And with that speculation, it's going to give lenders an excuse to increase the variable interest rates on equity lines. And for those who are going to be purchasing long-term mortgages, you can also anticipate that borrowing money is going to be more, which also affect people with credit cards as another excuse to increase credit card rates, so which are already high. So the money for borrowing is going to cost more. And the residential and commercial properties that are renting of residential and commercial properties, another category that is saying that it's going to be higher. Demand is catching up with supply, meaning there used to be a larger supply of properties to rent, and now that supply is reducing. So, and when demand exceeds supply, the price has to go higher because you only have a certain amount of these to offer. So when that which is available to offer reduces, well, automatically, all you can do is see the price increase. So, and that's just economics, AfroEconomics. So we're also out of that. I found that it's some research that said that almost 25% of residential properties are being rented now. And so if you're going through a neighborhood, you can almost assume that about a quarter of the neighborhood are not actually homeowners. They're people that are renting. And that is interesting. And that is because that number actually should be projected to increase, because if interest rates are moving higher, that reduces home affordability, and home prices have been moving higher. But when home prices go up, interest rates go up. That I've seen one example of a 1% increase in interest rates and a 5% increase in price can actually create a 18% increase in payment for the home buyer. So and what that does is, and it would also, if the price is higher, it requires a higher down payment. So interesting enough, that means we're going to have to save more, and we're going to have to spend less. So you save more, and you're going to have to check on income. So the income, I want to talk about income and salary expectations for this year. But the bottom line on that in real estate is that rents will be going higher, payments will be going higher this year. So we need to, continue to poise ourselves for keeping our debts down, increasing our savings, and doing everything that you can to keep your credit position higher and focus on increasing your credit score and things of that sort, because of everything that it's connected to. But we'll also do a session on credits, improving your credit score too. I love talking about that. So our salary is expected to go up, because if salaries go up, that increases, that helps with everything. But according to the research that has been done on compensation planning, a compensation planning survey says that only ever so slightly. And so increase in compensation budgets was 2.8% for increase for 2015, and only 2.9 is expected an increase for 2016. And so, no, 2.8 to 2.9%. Basically, salaries are anticipated to be flat. Hopefully you can get yourself in a job that is performance oriented, because the biggest increases in salaries are going to be seen in jobs where they have a bonus feature or performance feature where you can increase your income by putting out your extra effort and increasing your income that way, because companies are not trying to increase their fixed expenses, meaning if they give you an automatic salary, a big salary increase, then that increases their expense that they have all the time. But if they give you an increase based on how well you do at reaching their goals that they gave you, then they're making more money and you make more money when they make more money. So everybody wins. So let's hope that that works out. So and then my final point was to talk about housing and real estate. We did talk about that. And that we're expecting to have prices going higher, interest rates going higher. So that's going to not create a lot of growth in the real estate area, because with interest rates going higher and prices of homes going higher, that reduces the affordability, which reduces sales, which are already pretty stagnant in that area. So let's look at 2016 as an ideal time to save, invest consistently, focus on being patient, and focus on wealth development, focus on not going into any additional debt, focus on paying off your debts, paying off any debts that you have, and take January as an opportunity to look at everything that you have. I've been doing a lot of meetings, and I have a lot scheduled for this month on just getting their financial house in order. Please take advantage. Email me at jb@jbbryan.com and take advantage of a complimentary consultation, and that's so that you can indeed get your financial house in order for 2016. Let's make it sweet and easy by taking care of you and your family. Time to look at insurance needs, how to make sure you protect your income, protect your life, protect your assets. Make sure we can look at all of that. JB Bryan Financial Group is the home of AfroEconomics. It's a financial management program designed for the advancement of Black wealth in America and abroad. So allow us to help you. Look up the app on your smartphone, AfroEconomics app. It's free for you and lots of information there. Check out jbbryan.com and afroeconomics.com. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to jbbryan.com and you can hang out with me like the others on the conference call so I can get some feedback, because I'm going to also hope that YouTube leaves your comments up there so that I can get back to your comments. I appreciate this opportunity to serve you. I thank God for you. Have a fabulous 2016. Talk to you all next week. God bless.